Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the Wally and Methot Show. We couldn't be more happy to have you alongside, especially next to this guy who's had more plastic surgery than Cher on his face, Marc Methot.
Wally, thank you. I'm pumped. I'm surprised you're not wearing any makeup today, and I don't see a tie. So this is a change of pace for you, I'm sure.
I wouldn't assume I'm not wearing any makeup. Old habits die hard, man.
Oh, well, whatever. It's all good.
Okay, listen, as we said, we can't be any more excited to begin this venture, especially together. And we weren't at all prepared, I think, for the overwhelming response we've received from initially launching this on Wednesday. And Meth, can you just maybe give us an idea of what you thought was going to happen?
Like you, I had no idea, but yeah, you're right. The response has been overwhelmingly great. I think that's a testament too, Wally. I mean, to your character, and I don't want to get sappy here, but you're well respected by all the players around the league. I think that carries on into anything you decide to do, just like this podcast or show that we've got running now. So it's been awesome. I mean, our phones have been blowing up today. I think there's a lot of enthusiasm. I'm pumped.
It's been really good, and I'm completely overwhelmed, but this wouldn't have happened without obviously some changes to people's lifestyles, specifically mine. A month ago, I didn't see this coming, but I will say that the day I called you, which was, I think, the third day after I got the notice from TSN, you answered the phone. I think you even knew my number because you said, Wally, I'm all in. And when that happened, I knew that the two of us may have something special here.
Yeah. Well, I obviously had your number saved, Wally. We go way back, man, like even the world championships, right? So no, and I got a great deal of respect for you, obviously. As a broadcaster, you were fantastic. And I mentioned it earlier, everyone loves you. So it was a no-brainer for me. And again, similar situation. I was just anxious to get involved in some way, shape, or form with the game. And the opportunity came up immediately when I saw you calling. I had a feeling that was going to be the question, and I didn't hesitate. It was a no-brainer.
I will say, I don't know if you are a better hockey player or a social media star. And I mean that with all due respect, because you've now taken over social media when it comes to the Ottawa Senators, which is something we are going to delve into in a hard way when it comes to this podcast. One of the things is we are going to obviously be a focus of the Ottawa Senators, but not only that, we're going to talk all kinds of NHL stories around the league, all the headlines. We're also going to bring on guests each show from all over the NHL. Obviously, once again, Matt, we're going to go to your alumni. We're going to bring in past Senators, current Senators, everything that's got to do with the NHL. And we're going to use that Rolodex that we have of contacts to try and bring in the best players, the best guests that we can find.
Yeah. And it's funny you mention it, because I've already been kind of reaching out to some of the guys, and there's a lot of enthusiasm. I know as a former player, I should say, sometimes there's a little reluctance to want to get involved too much with media during the season. But I think with you and I and our contacts, we'll be able to get a hold of some pretty unique guests and get some different perspectives on things, man. I'm pumped. I'm excited. I don't know what to do with my hands right now. I'm pumped.
Reminds me of Ricky Bobby and Talladega Nights, but that's a whole other story. Okay, so on top of great guests, and aside from us being the co-hosts, there's two people that are a huge part of this franchise, we're going to call it, because it's a huge undertaking. And that is Craig Medaglia and Adam Wood, who are both part of the Ottawa Senators social media team in the past, and they do phenomenal work. And Matt, you and I have said this all along. We aren't here without the two of them behind the scenes, if you will.
Yeah. And I think, especially with Craig, I mean, he's prominent among the Sens fan community, and everyone knows his work with the Senator social media account that he's done in the past. He's a wizard. I mean, it comes down to that. I've seen some of his edits. They're hilarious. He's very, very talented. He's done a great job with our little promotional video, a la Anchorman that we did. So between him and Woody behind us right now, I mean, it's a power group, man. And I'm really pumped for that. And it'll be exciting to see what he can do for us, and hopefully not bury us too much. I feel like there'll be a lot of opportunity there. Certainly with my gaffes and mess ups, I'm not as polished as you are, Wally, but yeah, it'll be fun. And we're very lucky to have the two of them.
I'm used to doing multiple takes, Matt. So just follow along and I'll take care of you.
That's fair.
Also, I mean, they are going to be all over social media. And so our entire platform will be all over the place, if you can, with Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And of course, on our own website, and obviously on YouTube and all the social media podcast platforms. It is quite an undertaking, I will say, Matt. We've done a lot in the last month that obviously goes on behind the scenes, but it comes down to content and what we can provide And I will say, even though you're here, is that your insight into the game has been remarkable in the way you've been able to parlay it on social media and how you're able to discuss it with the fans. And I think that's what's really gravitated people to where you are now become a sought after guy to really bring in what your thoughts are on the hockey game.
Yeah, thanks, Wally. And you know what? For me, it was simple. Initially, after retirement, I was kind of reluctant. I didn't want to go on. I didn't want to engage too much because, as a former player, you don't want to start critiquing other guys' games. It doesn't feel right. But as time went on, I got a little more comfortable, and I certainly enjoy engaging with fans on social media. I think they're going to see you and I there quite a bit, going back and forth with them because everyone's got an opinion. They've got great ideas, and we're always willing to listen. And hopefully, at some point, you and I we can implement maybe some gifts or some kind of little contests around the show that can make it a little interesting. I know everyone likes free swag, so there's another element there that we might be able to add. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying the engagement with the fan base. They're excited. I think they're really itching for this, and I'm happy that we can provide it.
Okay, let's be honest for a second. A month ago, you didn't know what a GIF was, did you?
well, this was your idea, and you know what? But it's a good call. We'll implement it in some way, shape, or form. We haven't really figured that part out just yet, but I mean that's easy. That's the least of our concern. I think the more pertinent issue here is just great content. We're going to be able to provide really good insight from a player and broadcaster standpoint or point of view, I should say, and that makes it unique. And I think that's going to really help make it very interesting and exciting for the fans.
We're going to bring on Craig Medaglia shortly after this break. But before we go to break, I'm just going to do a quick word association with you, if that's okay.
Sure.
Sidney Crosby, go.
Pinky finger.
Is it still sore?
I'm just kidding. I mean, I probably sound like a broken record. I like always talking about it, but people ask me all the time. Yeah, it's not perfect. I mean, it was severed. What do you expect?
It is one of the most gruesome things I think I've seen on the ice in a long time. Anyway,
disgusting.
We'll move on, but we will work to maybe bring him on the show and you can apologize to him. I'll explain that all later. But first, let's take a quick break.
Okay, what?
We'll be back after this. You're watching the Wally and Methot Show. And now, welcome back to the Wally and Methot Show. Without further ado, we introduce you to the third member of our line, the left winger to Meth's right side. It is Craig Medaglia, who formerly was with the Ottawa Senators. If you remember how great their social media team was, he pumped out an awful lot of material. Of course, we'll remember the Dylan DeMello skit that he used to do. And while he looks like he might be in a cave, you can continue to see his artistic side with that great handmade sign in the background. Craig, welcome aboard.
Hey guys, how's it going? I think, you guys have much better backdrops than me. I'll leave my creation to the digital form, or else it's Bristol board and markers.
Like, how long did that take? Perhaps like 30 seconds, or was it a little longer?
Yeah, it was super quick because, long story short, this is a completely empty room that I had to dress up to make it look nice. So you got a little bit of that and some garbage over the other side. And yeah, so I think we're going to leave my creative abilities to the online portion of the show.
Are there more prisoners on the other side of the room, or is it just you in that room?
Well, we keep them in the basement because we're recording, so I don't want them being all loud in the background. So yeah, it's we cleared all the family, cleared them out so we could do this, and a little echoey because of how empty my house is. But yeah, good stuff. Wait, hold on this way. Ha ha ha! Yes, for everybody.
For all you send sickos out there who aren't aware of what that is. All right, so Craig, as we talked about how great the things are that you do with social media, what should fans and viewers be looking for as we see here as you get going?
Yeah, I mean, you guys talked about it a little bit off the hop there. Like, what a great opportunity, right? I mean, such a rabid fan base right now. Like, they just want more from their team. And I think collectively, like the three of us, were kind of doing that together, like on our own. So much like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers might all come together to form a giant robot, I think we're kind of doing the podcast version of that for the Ottawa Senators. And I mean, if you've seen the sheer amount of content the fans are pumping out right now, it just shows you there's such an appetite for it. So I hope that collectively our three backgrounds can bring together some unique, fun stuff for everybody to get behind. And I'm excited to kind of see it grow.
I look forward to you perhaps doing more memes with Meth, because there's going to be a lot from this show that will end up somehow on social media.
Yeah,
I'm worried about that. I don't know, like there's a reluctancy right now in my demeanor, because I'm thinking like, okay, what's going to come of this? Like, are you guys just going to make a joke out of my overall personality, or am I going to be this quiet kind of standoffish guy?
Trying to think.
Oh no, we're going to make jokes.
I think the actual answer is yes, yes. But so yeah, like coming from the background that I was in before with the Ottawa Senators for the last 5 seasons, is we couldn't really make fun of the players, right? We didn't want to, right? So it's going to be the same thing here, right? Like everything's going to be fun. We might, if you say something dumb, yes, we'll probably make fun of it. But hopefully I'm the butt of a lot of jokes too. I think that that's what I think this is great, is all 3 of us, we've known each other for years. We have these conversations at the rink, practice. So now we're just kind of letting people in on it, which I think is going to be a lot of fun.
It should be. I've looked forward to it. And again, it was almost like the same when I called Meth and I called you. You seem to be like, yep, I've been waiting for this call. Like, we're all in. And so there's never been a hesitation from any of us to put this team together. And I think that's what the biggest thing is, of how well we've all come together here in a short period of time.
Yeah, I think that was what I sent you right away, was like the day that we found out the news that you weren't with TSN anymore, was just I think I jokingly said, like, just let me know when you want to start the podcast. And I was half joking. And then you called me a couple of days later and you're like, I'm an idiot, we should start. And I was like, yes, we should. So it was fun. I think that collectively, like you guys can't do anything digital and editing and whatever. And I never played in the NHL or was the broadcasting voice for 23 years. And so I think we all bring something pretty substantial and different to the table that I'm pretty excited to see how the kind of the trio comes together. And yes, I'm going to make fun of some things on social media, and but at the same time, like, I think people are just going to have so much fun enjoying the behind the scenes content and the stories. And I'm excited about this team. And like I mentioned on Twitter, like, I'm watching the games. It's very different. And I think that's something all 3 of us are going to go through, is this is a very different way for us to engage and enjoy the local hockey team, and really all hockey is a different lens, but having a creative platform is just going to make it easier and more fun, and let everybody in on it. So I'm excited to show off what we end up making.
And Meth, it's funny because neither one of us have our own Twitter fan club. He's got his own Twitter fan page, if you will.
I know.
So
I know, and I've seen it. I had to like take a double take when I saw it online. I think they tweeted something at me, and I was like, oh my god, like Craig's legit. He's popular. Yeah. So I mean, let's do this.
I know. People like this. Yeah, I'm the same way too. It still blows my mind that people enjoy those things, but what a great opportunity now for us to create a platform, to do whatever we want, to make the fun stuff, to go ridiculous. That was what we always did. One of the things that, and Adam Wood's another guy that's helped out in the past, and he's going to help out a little bit with this on the side when he can. We love pushing boundaries, trying to do the stuff that no one had done before. So getting to do that with you guys, talking about whatever we want to talk about, like creatively, I don't think I could have asked for more.
And Craig, we really don't have more time to talk with you because you got to get back to work. So yeah, with that, we will wrap up this episode. It has been pretty exciting. We're excited to continue on. Don't forget to like and subscribe at the bottom. Also, you can follow us on Twitter and on Instagram and on Facebook, and of course, on our own website, wallyandmethot.com. But before we go, this is what we call a teaser in the industry, Marc. This is setting up our first guest for Monday's show, and someone you know very well.
Oh, I'm excited. And I'm honored to be able to say that we've got the greatest Senator of all time, Captain Daniel Alfredson. It's going to be a good one.
He talks a lot of stuff. We asked him about, of course, obviously, when he played for Mike Babcock, what it was like playing in the Ottawa Senators and trying on these new skates. And of course, he didn't know that it wasn't his stick in the Hockey Hall of Fame. We'll get to all that. But have a great weekend, everybody. And we will see you Monday. Meth, take care, my friend.
Take care, brother.